I think they need the broad ones. They don't have the broad ones.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, so putting this closer to my mouth. Just kidding, I'm gonna hold it in my hands. Okay, so I have been set to distract y'all while we find our HDMI cord thingamajig. So I am going to let Bob handle the technology stuff because he's better at it than me. So, thank you all for coming. I was very anxious prior to this because I was like, oh, no one's gonna come. And then it got closer to the time, and I was just like, oh no, people are gonna come. So thank you for confirming my fears. But if you don't know already, which not seeing any new faces aside from guests, hi. I'm Larkin. He, they pronouns, please, but whatever. Pretty flexible with that type of thing. And I've been in community life services since August 31st, 2022. My 6-month anniversary is coming up, presents are accepted. So, as you know, the things that I do around here, I tend to be the token art person. I'm kind of slowly reviving the art department because it kind of fell out because of COVID. Darn. So that's part of what I do. I hold a lot of art classes here. Been getting into fitness classes. Didn't think I'd be into that, but y'all have showed me that's a lot of fun to participate in. I do a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff, like some stats and other boring math stuff that I'm not going to go into because I'm trying to keep your attention because I'm distracting you. And recently, I've been overseeing the intergenerational collaborations, which happen on a yearly basis here at Whitestone. But the powers that be said that they want us to have some more buffed up intergenerational projects. So instead of it being sort of like one person kind of overseeing it, there's 3 of us working on it, and I'm kind of focusing on bringing people to IL, and they're going to be doing some activities with you throughout the year. So this presentation is just going to talk about the opportunities that you have to interact with people that are probably, what, half your age? I know, it's bad.
How about? You're being very nice.
Trust me, I do the math stuff here sometimes. Well, so I'm just going to go into the agenda real quick. Presentation still isn't here yet. But we're just going to talk a little bit about what intergenerational collabs are and what these activities entail, the benefits of having them for both people who are retired and people who are much younger than retired people. We're going to talk about the opportunities that are kind of like set in stone. The dates aren't perfect yet, but they're going to happen because we have people interested in doing them. And then we have potential opportunities coming up, which we're sort of like in the communication phase of things. Yay! I don't have to distract anymore.
Oh, Lord.
But, yeah, we're just in the communication phase of things, and they've expressed interest in these things, but we're sort of working out the details. We're going to talk a bit about who we're in contact with. We're in contact with a lot of different organizations and schools in the area, so that's very cool. And we're going to talk about the timeline of like how we expect these things to happen. Spoiler alert, it's a little broad right now, but we'll narrow it down, and I'll go more in depth with that in a second. Okay.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yes.
Come on, keep on.
What do you call cheese that's not yours?
I must have missed it.
Anyone?
What is it? What did you
Nacho cheese.
Ah, here we go. The wrong side.
Wrong side.
Yeah, I know that now.
There you go.
Okay.
Now you should have.
Trying to, that's
Now
my
you
best
should get
joke.
a picture.
Up,
Oh,
up,
you
up.
gotta
Okay.
put it on
Why
HDMI.
did the banana go to the hospital?
Source.
He wasn't healing well. And just like that, half my audience is gone.
All right.
Yay! Alright. I was afraid I would have to work without the presentation because not having the visual parts would probably put people to sleep. That's just how people work. But anyway, like I said, this is my intergenerational collaboration little presentation, very informal, just getting y'all into like the know about these things that are going to happen. This is going to be my next slide pose. Is that okay?
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
There it is.
All right. So I talked about the agenda before Bob came in, so we could just go past that. All right. So, what is an intergenerational collaboration? Well, essentially, they have been previously known at this facility as intergenerational activities, and it's essentially the opportunity to have different folks of different age groups who come together and share knowledge, their cultural norms, experience, support, their resources, talents, skills, anything else in between. Anyway, these folks will also, they'll be here to see you, essentially. They're going to be here in the memory care wisteria. They're going to be in assisted living when that eventually opens up. It's going to be in the care center, and most importantly and most relevant to y'all, it's going to be here in independent living. So our collaborations and the activities that we are planning are going to be mostly with Gen Z and Gen Alpha people. In simple terms, we're going to have people anywhere between the age of 6 and 27 is technical, but they're probably not going to be older than 25 because I think 27 is a little too close to y'all. Wink. All right, next slide, please. All right. Settle down. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so the benefits of intergenerational collaborations are there's reduced ageism. If you don't know what ageism is, it's sort of this prejudice that comes with someone towards their age. So, for example, a younger person might be like, oh, well, old people are boring. All they do is crochet and knit all day, which I crochet and knit all day, but you know. Anyway, or it might be in reverse. There might be older people who are like, oh, these young kids are so lazy, I can't stand them. Sound familiar? Well, the point is that I'm trying to make is by integrating these groups together, we reduce ageism and we cause more positive outlooks because the best way to see people as people is to see them in person. Catch my drift?
Yes.
Great. All right. So another great benefit is the positive feelings that come with being in a community and being in a companionship. So this will be further explained in some of the activities, but a lot of the activities are like massive group night activities. So at least the ones in here. So you will get to go from room to room, meet all kinds of cool kids. You'll get to also get some one-on-one experience with these people coming in, especially with the college students coming up, they are coming to play chess this month. Please don't leave them hanging. Check your calendars. All right. So another thing that both groups benefit from is the exchange of knowledge and skills. So essentially, in the most simple terms possible, you have a bunch of experience from your life, so do they. And as people, we really like to integrate that knowledge with each other. So you might learn something really cool that you have never even thought about, and it might be the same thing for them. Well, not might, it will, because it's going to be a great experience. And these people have already expressed to me all the cool things that they want to start talking about and doing here. So, to kind of like build to the second bullet point. So, as a community, like I said, with ageism, there's a lot of like, there's like a big gap between someone my age and someone y'all's age. I know when I was in college, and I was a little psychology major who picked my major at 16 and wanted to go into therapy and then realized therapy was not for them at all. I didn't really see a situation where I would be working with residents. It just never crossed my mind. I didn't have any negative thoughts per se, but I was just like, nah, that's not for me, when I saw an internship at another retirement home. I applied for it, as with everything else, and the universe spoke for me because that was the only internship I got. So, I ended up realizing that this was a career that I absolutely am invested in and am excited about. So, and by getting to know all of you, I feel like there's a lot more understanding and a lot more like bridge between the gap that I had just because of our age. So these people are going to get the same thing, and so are you, just by getting to know you. So that's a really awesome thing to look forward to. Another thing is it's very purposeful. These people that I've been talking to so far, like middle schoolers, high schoolers, college students, they are just such genuine kindred spirits. All they want is to make people smile and do something good and have an impact on people's lives. So on their end, they get that sense of purpose, and on your end, you'll probably have an impact on their lives too. Like I said about my internship before, definitely didn't anticipate being in that one, but I still see my ladies that I was teaching at my old retirement home because I absolutely adore them, and they hold a special place in my life, just like all of you do. So, it's going to be a great opportunity to bond. And the probably most like stereotypical cliche reason to do intergenerational collabs is to keep the stories going. So I'm sure that you have plenty of like great things that happened to you or family members that got passed down from their great-grandmother and their great-grandmother and their uncle and their uncle's cat, other such things. But it'll keep that history alive that we like really just value and hold close to us. So those are all the great things and reasons to get involved, because not only are these people coming in that are volunteering going to benefit from them, but you definitely will as well. All right, so our first opportunity starts this month, and that's Chess with Students. So students from various colleges and high schools. I'm not 100% sure when the high schoolers are going to get started, but I definitely have some chess people that are ready to try you on for size. But the college students are starting to come this month. Our first one is coming on Monday, March 13th at 3 o'clock. They will be in the Woodbury game room, so if you're a chess player or you're trying to learn to play chess, definitely come and say hi. We're ideally going to have this happen every Monday and Wednesday during the week, just getting a good range of ages and different types of people. So far, we already have 3 colleges involved. We have a student from Guilford College, who is totally not my brother. We have a student from Greensboro College, and we have a student who is starting at UNCG in the fall. Good for him. Give him a round of applause, please. He worked real hard to get there. But because they are college students, we're going to try to keep it convenient with them just in case they want to keep their summer open. But if the demand is high enough, they are open to working throughout the summer. But we're planning on having this opportunity kind of close June 1st, especially so we can make room for all the other opportunities coming up. The essential deal with this, like I said, they're in the Woodbury game room. Check your calendars, check Touchtown. And they will be there to play 2 games during their time, so they'll be here for about 2-3 hours. I'm not a chess player, so I'm assuming that's about as long as a chess game lasts. But it'll be sort of like a first come, first serve situation. So if someone's already sitting there and you want to play, like that person's going to have their turn and then you can come after. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Great. All right. Next slide, please. All right. So another opportunity is we are introducing game nights with these students. We're going to have it happen once every 2 months or so. These students are going to bring games of many varieties. Some of them express interest in bringing board games, card games, video games even. So, got any gamers in here? Okay, maybe later. But we're going to utilize various rooms in here to, in the Linville Clubhouse. That way we can have you go from room to room, pick a game that kind of catches your interest, and y'all will get to interact with these people. I'll talk more about who wanted to get involved in those things in a later slide, but we do have interest from high schoolers, middle schoolers, and elementary schoolers in this opportunity. So we get a nice range of people that are interested in coming in. Okay? All right, so the third opportunity, which was my idea. I know, I'm really smart. Anyway, so it's something called Scrapbook Buddies. So this essentially entails that we have students from high school, middle school, and potentially elementary school, but probably around the 4th, 5th grade range because we don't want to overwhelm a small child. But they will be paired with one of you who are interested in participating in this project, and you will both essentially take turns having a scrapbook and filling it with memories, pictures from your daily endeavors, letters about your day, things that you want them to know, and more. And this is going to happen on essentially a bi-weekly basis. I'm giving it to the students first, and they're just going to have like a cute little About Me page, and they're going to fill it up as much as they want for 2 weeks. I'm going to go pick them up, and then I'll bring them to your assigned person, or to their assigned person, and you'll do the same. At the end of the project, we're going to have a luncheon or dinner, whatever works best for both parties, and you'll get to meet your student in person. So I think it's going to be a really cool, like, pen pal, visual pen pal situation, if that makes sense. Okay? Next slide, please. All right. This one doesn't necessarily pertain to y'all, but I feel like y'all should know about it just in case. So another opportunity we have is reading to the folks in the care center. So this is for middle and high school students. They'll come into Wisteria in the care center, and they will be assigned a resident to read to bi-weekly. These students have been informed and educated about disorders like Alzheimer's and dementia. So they know that if they get someone like that, that they should accommodate and probably have a one-time friendly story or poem that they bring in every time, just to accommodate for their condition. Thank you. That's a much better word. Okay. So right now it's set to be bi-weekly. I've gotten approval from the schools to take the kids out of classes, which I'm sure they have nothing against, but it has to be like a parent situation and teacher situation, make sure that they're okay with it. But it's still set to increase in the summer because they won't be in school anymore, so maybe we'll change it to a weekly basis. And we're going to have this throughout the year. We're hoping to start it in April, but we're just kind of working with the students on their schedule. This is sort of like pickup time, midterms for everyone, so I'm not in like a super huge rush to get them out of study mode, I suppose. But just like I said, with any of these opportunities, just check the calendars that are available and check Touchtown, and you will be able to see when these things are happening. If I can go to the next slide, please. Okay. So some potential opportunities that we have coming up. I'm in communication with the Greensboro College Jazz Band. One of the chess players that I have is a former member of the jazz band, and let me tell you, they're really good. Like, they're great. I'm in communication with him. I actually have a phone call set up with him soon, and what we're planning is for the following semester. That way they have time to prepare their music, and it's not necessarily crunch time for them. If they don't come this year, they're definitely set to come in the spring semester of 2024. So one way or another, they're going to be here. I'm going to make it happen. Okay. So another opportunity is having students in place of the first Monday speaker and during night performances. Just because, like, of course we want to still keep these opportunities open to, like, bands in the area or, like, workers that want to perform, or if we have another oncoming resident who's interested in talking about something they did, that will still be available to them. I'm not saying that the students should take all of them, but there's definitely some in high school and college that have a variety of talents that they would love to share with y'all. Currently, I'm in touch with 2 guitarists, 3 pianists, a tuba player, and some artists who are having their first exhibition this year. So, good variety of talents for y'all to look forward to. A school that we are, well, forgot to edit this apparently. Jefferson is definitely interested in collaborating with us. I'm in touch with their guidance counselor, and they have said yes all the way. Sternberger is the one that we're waiting on a bit. They're currently looking at a form that I have put out for their parents, and we're going to work on interest that way. And then finally, we have sort of like a hybrid where you'll get to interact with folks who are younger and disabled, because we are in collaboration with the Autism Society of North Carolina. So there's a lot of benefits of connecting with these folks. I'm pretty open about it here, but I'm autistic myself, and a lot of the people that I've worked with in the past have been like, oh, well, I didn't expect you to be autistic. You're so well-spoken, that type of thing. It's well-meaning. It's not like a negative thing per se. Like, I've never really taken offense to it, but it's just like, if they have this like idea of what an autistic person looks like. It probably means that they haven't spent enough time with autistic people. So it's a great opportunity to get that sort of dual learning experience, and I'll talk a bit about what they're interested in doing. So next slide, please. All right, so to sum up who we are in communication with, we are in touch with one high school currently. Well, I'm in touch with one high school currently. Laura and Mandy in the care center have been in touch with 2, and hopefully they can find their way up here at some point. But the one I'm in contact with is Piedmont Classical High School. It's a small charter in Brown Summit. And like I said, there's just a lot of like kindred spirits there. They genuinely want to be here. And a lot of them see like career opportunities like rec therapy, nursing, other such things in their futures. So they would definitely benefit from something in the care center, for example. Trying to think of what else they said. They definitely are interested in playing chess with y'all. I'm just waiting on some students to get back to me for April. They're interested in that scrapbook putties project. They're interested in game nights, and they're interested in reading in the CWC. We are in touch with a middle school currently, Western Guilford Middle School, and I'm going to their career fair next Friday to talk to them a bit about what I do at my job and the opportunities we have here, because a lot of people don't know activity coordination is a thing. I know I sure didn't before I was an activity coordinator. So they are interested in the Scrapbook Buddies project, they're interested in game nights here, and they're interested in reading in the care center, which is great. Like I said, Jefferson was, hello? Okay, just making sure, I thought I disconnected it. Like I said, Jefferson got back to me like super duper recently, and they are very interested in working with us. They were saying that they were interested in having their 4th and 5th graders do the Scrapbook Buddies project, and they were interested in having a variety of students come for the game nights and the readings in the CWC. So we're waiting on a response from Sternberger, but they haven't said no. And no news is good news, right?
Right.
And we're in touch with 3 different schools currently. Like I said, Greensboro College, UNCG, and Greensboro College. Did I say Guilford College already?
Yeah.
GC and GC. We got it. They are the ones that have expressed interest in the chess opportunities, as you can see if you look at your calendar. And they are also the primary people who are interested in doing presentations here. I, spoiler alert, have someone who is going to come in August, and he's going to have sort of like a mini art show here. So instead of y'all going to see him, he'll come to you and show you all of his beautiful art. And like I said, we have the Autism Society of North Carolina. These folks, they are a little more on the higher need end of the spectrum. So they have a bit of communication defect, rewind. They have a bit of difficulty with communication, and they are, what is the old term, not necessarily high functioning. I think we need a better term than that because they are great kids. They function just fine, but they just need a little more help than, say, Rain Man. Y'all know who Rain Man is, so there you go. All right, so they said that they were interested in doing game nights and reading in the CWC. As I was in communication with them, I was just like, okay, so maybe some of these opportunities might be a little overwhelming or stressful. Why don't we do movie nights? So you'll have Saturday night at the movies and movie nights with our friends from the Autism Society. If we could, oh, hold on a second. So if I could just take a slight detour just to talk about something about our volunteers for your consideration. Next slide, please. Okay. So with our folks that are volunteering with us, especially the high schoolers and the college students, I promise I'm not trying to indoctrinate you. Please don't leave the room. Well, first let me start out with some statistics. So 44% of adults as of 2022 say that they know someone who is transgender. More than 25% of these people say that they know someone who's non-binary, and this is actual research from the Pew Research Center. There's also been an upward trend of people identifying with these identities. For example, 1 in 20 people under 30 years old identify as non-binary, again from the Pew, say it 3 times fast, Pew Research Center, identify as non-binary. And what that essentially means is they don't really dig the whole man-woman situation. It's just not black and white to them. They might be somewhere in between or neither. But all that I ask is if it's, I know it's a lot to wrap your heads around. I know that I've had a lot of conversations here with my own non-binary identity with people. Frequent question, well, hold on, I'll save that for later. Anyway, what I'm just asking is R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Find out what it means to me. So a lot of our volunteers do identify with these gender identities. And their pronouns have been included in Touchtown and the calendar if they use different ones than you might expect. Some ways to accommodate for these people are to just ask them what their pronouns are beforehand, which you'll know who to ask because their pronouns are in the calendar and stuff. For example, I might be like, hi, my name is Larkin. I use they, them pronouns. Just call me anything that isn't a name. Thank you. That's simple. For someone else, it might be, hi, my name is blank, and I use he, him pronouns. What are your pronouns? Just quick and easy. And that's just being respectful of them in general because they are taking time out of their days to be here with y'all. All they ask is that you try, like y'all have done with me. Hold on, I'm gonna take a sip of water because I'm getting anxious.
I want to know if it does warm water.
All right. I actually have a bigger jug. I have a gallon jug at home. So I drink a lot of water. Someone who uses they, them pronouns, for example, a lot of people have said to me that that's a little confusing to them. Completely understandable, but I thought I would just include an example here, especially with our friend who is coming on Monday. They use they, them pronouns, so let me just say Nick is coming to play chess with us. They have been playing chess for 6 years. Instead of saying he for them or she for them, they prefer they. They won't get like on your case or get angry if you use the wrong one, much like it is with me. I'm pretty flexible. But like I said, just when people are taking time out of their day and want to spend time with you, and they are treating you with respect, just the best way to be respectful to them is just to treat them as they want to be seen. The major point of all this is pretty frequently when I have these conversations with people about my identity, they say, well, you wear dresses, you wear makeup, you're so pretty. Why do you use those pronouns? And to that I say, next slide, please. Sorry, click it one more time. Gender expression is not equal to gender identity. So for a lot of people who are in this demographic, like I said, it's not as simple as man and woman. To me, it's just sort of like if a man wears a dress, people are just like, oh, that's just a man in a dress. But it's not quite the same if I do it. So it's not as simple to me. It could be because I'm autistic. But what all this is to say is for these people that are coming in and they are putting themselves on the table and explaining their gender identity to you, just keep an open mind. If they have a beard and they use she, her pronouns, just please be gentle with them, because it's called a transgender identity for a reason. It means that they are transitioning. They might not look exactly the way that they feel inside. So that's my spiel. I'm going to move forward and get back on track. Next slide, please.
Good job.
Thank you. That was the part I was most scared about. All right, well, here are the goals. I've sort of come up with a timeline, next slide please, of what we expect to happen in the near future. This month, like I said, we're starting our chess players situation where they're going to come in and play chess with y'all. Side note, situation is positive. I promise that I'm not trying to get y'all in trouble with these college students. All right, like I said, I'm going to be doing the career fair at Western Guilford Middle School next Friday, and I'm going to talk to them about rec therapy and activity coordination and all the different cool things I do and how I apply my degrees to this job, and how it's a pretty awesome field to work in, if I do say so myself. And I actually already had the Zoom call with Piedmont Classical High School. Like I said, the students were just super kind. They were so excited about all these different opportunities, and they are in touch with me. I already have the contact information of 16 students.
Wow.
So we're going to be working with them real soon. So by June of 2023, that's this year, we are hoping to have at least one performer. I have someone who's interested in, hold on. I have someone who's interested in playing the piano in June. And I'm trying to get his spot set up. So there's that to look forward to. So hopefully that goal will be achieved. If not before June. We're going to hopefully have at least 2 of the opportunities fulfilled or started. So we will have our first game night, our first movie night, or we'll have started Scrapbook Buddies or reading at the CWC. Ideally, I would like to do all of these things, but I am only one person, so please give me time. All right, and like I said, we would finish chess with students at this point. In July of 2023, like I said, we'll be expected to see an increase in the CWC reading because these kids will be out of school. And I'll be working with the guidance counselors and principals and all that good stuff to start creating more specific dates for the new school semester that's starting up. By August or September of 2023, sort of like blending the 2 months together because we want to keep the goals realistic, but we're hoping to hold at least 3 game nights. So that'll be one in April, one in June, and one in August. But hopefully somewhere in between that where we have it bi-monthly occurring. We're hoping to hold at least 2 movie nights. We're trying to plan this one with the Autism Society really, really soon. I have a call with her tomorrow to discuss like what she expects to happen and work out a time that works for y'all and them. And we're probably going to have another one in the summer. And the final goal is to have at least 3 people that have participated in our First Monday program. So those performers that I talked about earlier will have tooted their trumpets, shown their art, all that good jazz. And by the end of December, we will have had our final game night, movie night. We'll finish our CWC reading and we will finish the project and have our little luncheon or dinner where you get to interact with your buddy in person for the first time. So, I'm glad that no one has fell asleep. So, the question you might be asking is, how can you get involved? What was my gesture again for the next one? So for starters, inform the people that you know. So, trying to think of what I was going to say. So, these opportunities aren't just limited to the colleges we're partnering with, or the high schools, or the middle schools, or the elementary schools. A lot of y'all are grandparents. So if you think that their kids might be interested in, if you think, oh my gosh, I'm still recovering from the nervousness. Okay.
You're doing great.
I'm trying my best. Thank you, Donna. She's my cheerleader today. But,
The whole room is your cheerleader.
yes, that's true. Thank you, Bob. Well, like I said, it's not just limited to the people that we're partnering with. We want to keep these opportunities open because there are a lot of people who would love to get some volunteer hours and meet some really cool people and engage in these great opportunities that allow them to express themselves and to share things about themselves. If you have any family members who are in that age demographic, that 6 to 25 range, who might be interested in these opportunities, they can reach out to me for more information via my phone or email. Because I am 23 years old, my phone is always on me. So you don't have to worry about not being able to get in contact with me. Another thing you can do is just provide your input. Just like with our regular activities that occur on a daily basis and are our jobs, we want to hear from you because we're doing this for you.
So if there's something that you're interested in seeing, or something that you're looking forward to, or something that needs to be changed, I definitely want to hear it. Because I want to make it as enjoyable of an experience as possible for both parties involved. So, like I said, my email and phone are always available, so you can always reach out to me that way. But starting in April, I'm going to do something similar to what's going on at Whitestone. You know, the thing that Scott does, where he talks about the activities and signs you up for outings and stuff. It's going to be very similar to that, where we'll meet and we'll just talk about the things that you're interested in seeing, what's going well, what's not working so well. And, or if you just have any questions, like something's a little confusing and you want more clarification. But if you can't make it to those meetings, I am in the art room almost all the time. My coworkers joke that it's my office now. And the final thing that you can do is mark those calendars. Like, get like 3 calendars and have one on your fridge, one on your pillow. Like, use your calendars, please. We work so hard on them. We'll also have the sign-up forms for the scrapbook buddies coming up real soon. So like you can express interest beforehand and we can get you on our list to pair you with a student as soon as possible. There will be flyers. I make those pretty often and put those in your mailboxes. If you don't know anything about me, I feel like you should know that I'm a big environmentalist, so I am taking a huge jab to the chest when I print out 145 copies of the flyer. So please read them. But point is, all this information will be in your mailboxes and ready to go at any given moment. These things will also be on Touchtown. Every intergenerational opportunity will be featured on all of these things and there for you to see. So there is no reason for you to miss out, especially since I'm standing up here and I have the worst presentation anxiety ever. So no reason for y'all to not know about it at this point. So with that, that concludes my presentation. Take it down. That's my email. This is my personal number. I don't mind giving it out. Like I said, my phone's with me pretty much at all times. I have some pretty needy friends and a mother with anxiety. So my phone is always on and ready to go. But I'm just gonna open it up to the audience now. Is there any questions or concerns about what I have said?
Larkin, I know some autistic children are sensitive to touch. Are there anyone, because we of course like to handshake or hug,
Yeah.
are there anyone that's coming in that would have that sensitivity?
Well, that's definitely a possibility. Like I said, it's a spectrum, and these folks are sort of on the higher needs end of the spectrum. Some of the ones that I have worked with, they have been almost too touchy with me, and that's saying a lot because I will never turn down a hug. I'm just kind of like, all right, this is like your 40-second hug in the past 15 minutes. Let's back up for a second. So there's definitely going to be some people who don't want to be touched at all. I'm going to discuss more with that person tomorrow about what their demographic looks like, and I will keep you all in touch. But more than likely, they will be able to communicate what they're comfortable with and uncomfortable with. Their communication needs are higher than the average person, but they definitely can communicate. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Great. Do we have any more questions? Come on now. Questions are my favorite part. It means the presentation's over.
You did a great job. I think you gotta give her a hand.
Alicia has a question.
I just, when I worked full-time, the company I worked with, had a program where we actually went to the elementary school and had a student that we would work with them.
Yeah.
With helping them with reading or math or, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely an open possibility in the future, and I'll definitely bring that up with my team, because there's definitely room to add even more opportunities. So I'll keep that in mind and let them know about it. Thank you. All right, do we have other questions?
Larkin,
Yes.
on our Touchtown for the past probably month and a half, we have been looking for a piano player
Mm-hmm.
for our volunteer fun singing group.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed you had a pianist listed among those who were interested in this program. I just wondered if that would be a possibility that they could help us in that domain.
They probably could. Meet with me after, that way I can get contact info and connect y'all.
It would be good for them and us.
Oh yeah, for sure, because I've seen that for a while and I was surprised that we have no takers. All right, so do we have any other questions? Okay, I have a question for y'all because I'm not going to be able to sleep at night. So, my gender identity slide, did it feel like I was forcing things down your throat?
Not at all.
Okay, I can sleep peacefully now. Because that was my biggest fear. My dad, I was talking to him and he was just like, oh my gosh, you again with this gender choice language that I can't use at work. Yes.
Before I was here, I was a teacher in the Guilford County School System. And somewhere along the line, I had heard all of this before.
Yeah.
I don't know that you were the part that did the speaking or not, but am I right? Has this been around a long time?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like a lot of retirement communities engage in this because, like I said, there's a lot of benefits to it, and it's just like, it's always nice to see a new face. I'm glad that y'all are all friends, but you can always make more friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought that was true.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep questioning myself and who I would know to be a participant in it, but I have nothing to say about it.
Well, we don't have to figure it all out tonight. If anything comes up, just let me know, okay? Any questions, comments, concerns?
Can you put some of your announcements, those sheets of paper, because I did live with those, Bennett and Latham.
Yeah.
Can you use the front and back of the papers to
Mhm.
make those announcements in the flyers?
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be helpful. Thank you.
I don't have a pen right now, but I'll run to the art room and do it in a second.
Like 4 sheets will become 2 sheets.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing with the arts classes right now, because Gina was telling me that she was confused about my art activities and she didn't know what to tell residents who were asking her questions. So anticipate a thing about the art activities in the future. Anything else?
Larkin, for many years, my husband and I worked as volunteers out of the state in Raleigh. We did exactly what you're talking about. We did scrapbooks, we went into assisted living. We used volunteers, but not the intergenerational concept. And it was very successful. We did the chess, we did the scrapbooks, and it was these were all in assisted living, not in independent living and the care center. But it's a great idea.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. I love positive feedback. It's the whole reason why I went to Guilford College, because the classes are smaller, so the teachers pay more attention to me.
Okay.
I'm going to speak without the mic because I'm speaking in my chest voice now, and that is causing less strain on my throat. So I hope that is okay.
Yeah.
Do we have any other questions? Comments, concerns?
I think it's a great idea, Laura.
Thank you.
It's a lot of work.
Thank you.
It is, and I appreciate you acknowledging that because I really do want this to be a successful opportunity for everyone. I really want y'all to be able to meet all kinds of people from different roads of life. My entire friend group personally, for the most part, they didn't know each other before they knew me because I knew them from everything else I participated in. So it's just always nice to get to meet people who have a variety of talents, a variety of different backgrounds, anything else that they are interested in, they would love to share with you, and I'm sure it's mutual. So, yeah.
And when are you going to Cuba?
Y'all weren't supposed to know about that yet. Yes, I am going to Cuba at the end of April, but I got a pretty cool opportunity to go for free, and I would be absolutely stupid to not take a free trip. So
You have a trip back as well?
yes, thankfully.
I'm not gonna leave you there, are you?
This is gonna be a slow boat.
I'll just row my way back because I would miss it here too much. All right.
So, Larkin, I think this is wonderful, and I appreciate, I mean, this is a lot of work.
Yes.
Those of us who've done some of this in our previous lives understand how much work it is. So I really appreciate it. And it would be nice, for some of us in particular, if we could have more diversity in the people
Oh yeah, for sure.
that are visiting. And if you need any help in that, I think some of us can help with it.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to close public questioning. That way, I don't know what time it is right now. I tried not to look at the time.
2:01.
Perfect, right on the dot. All right, but I'll be here for a while. So if you need to ask any more questions, I'm still open.
Okay.
Thank you all for coming today.